She's stuck inside my mental. She got a body like a temple. Even though she drives me crazy, I tell everyone that's my baby. She's pretty like a 4K sunset. Blue-eyed baby from the Midwest. Body so bad when she undressed. If I was your ex, I'd be upset. Little did he know I was up next. Big brown boy with the big flex. I know that you know I'm the one. She's stuck inside my mental. She got a body like a temple. Even though she drives me crazy, I tell everyone that's my baby. Lately gotta keep my memories on a leash. I know they tend to get a little bit away from me. I keep that.
What's up, y'all?
Hello. Hello.
Uh-oh. We can't hear you.
You can hear me?
I can't. Oh, here. Bow.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Okay, that was my bad. Let's try this again. What's up, y'all?
Hello.
Welcome back.
Is that good?
Welcome in.
All right. I am Beautiful.
And I'm Ace.
And we are
Together real bad. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. This is gonna be a episode that is sped up.
Oh, yeah?
Kinda. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's been a long weekend. Previous weeks, all of the things, but I think it'll be good content. I think it's still gonna be good, still gonna hit. It's just gonna be, I think, a little bit shorter than we usually do because I want to cuddle.
Okay.
For no other reason other than that.
And that's fine.
Okay, good. As long as you think it's fine, then.
Yeah.
I'm
I
with
want to
it.
cuddle too.
Okay, good.
So how are you?
I'm good. Like I guess I just said, it's been a long 2 weeks. Like so much has happened. We know Mars passed away, which sucked. We were like, we knew we were gonna euthanize her because she was just getting old, and like she would walk around here and like piddle everywhere or like get stuck in corners and would just be there and couldn't. It was just like,
That's
I'm like, I
sad.
think she has dementia. It's like really sad. And so we were like, okay, we probably should euthanize her. But going back and forth because it's like, oh, she was still eating, but that, I mean, like, you know, just reading online and stuff, she didn't have any quality of life. So it's like, okay, yeah. So we're gonna wait until last Wednesday, but that didn't happen. So we had to get up Sunday night, Monday morning to take her in because she was like starting to seize and she was just like suffering at that point. So it's time to let her go. Yes, she was 16. She lived a long life. So yeah, that sucked.
Sweet girl.
Yes, very like sweetest dog ever. I don't even think, no, Kenzie is not that sweet at all. But on the flip side of that, we did get a new dog, which was helpful in like
your grieving process.
Yeah, I think so, because although I still miss Mars, it was still like something to take my mind off of it and something to look forward to and something to like be happy about. So and it kind of all like fell into place. Like we were like, are we gonna get a dog because we're going on vacation? Does it make sense to get a dog? So the person that usually keeps our dog lives like
a block away.
A block over, which is a blessing. And so I texted her, I'm like, hey, you know, Mars passed, but we're thinking about getting a new dog, but we didn't know if it made sense to get a dog before we went on vacation. Like, how do you feel about
watching a new baby?
And she's like, oh my God, I would love it. I wouldn't mind. I'm like, awesome. So then
she gave us a deal.
Yeah, she gave us a deal on the price. Thank you, Kamaya. She gave us a deal on the price. And then so after I found that out, I'm like, okay, well, it's time to try and find a dog. And I wanted to try and find one like sooner than later because then maybe we would like have time to get them going. So we got Kenzie from a breeder and we contacted David to get that breeder's number. David is our neighbor. He also got a dog from the same breeder. So we got his number and we're like, hey, we're interested in a dog. We bought a dog from you probably about 2 years ago. What do you have?
Right.
I'm like, preferably we'd like a black dog and a Yorkie poo. And he had a black Yorkie poo.
Which is what Mars was. She was a black Yorkie poo.
And on top of that, the dog was a female dog. So I was like, wow.
And the last one in the litter.
And the last one in that litter. And he was doing like a special, like he was like blessing 5 people with a quote unquote free dog. And you just have to pay for the training. And so, yeah, we got her at I feel like a really, really like good deal. She's really awesome. Her name is Coda. She's a Yorkie poo. She's black and brown right now, although we're thinking she's going to change colors. Yeah. She's in her bad stage at the moment because she's teething. And our dog, Kenzie, is not being, she's being a really good big sister, but she's not being a good example at all. Like everything that Kenzie does, Coda tries to do. Yeah. And it's like, oh, it's so cute, but it's like you're teaching her like how to grab our socks and like escape from doggy jail and all of these different things. But it's also like on the flip side of that, it's cool because she's learning from Kenzie like how to go up the stairs. I wish Kenzie would teach her how to go to the potty, but we're working on that. So I mean, it was good and bad. Just very thankful to have another dog and to show love to a new dog. And then I won't even really go into work because we're supposed to keep this short, but it was just like one thing after the other thing. Cotton Candy has been super busy. Like media companies have been pretty busy. Just been blessed to get work from this one company in particular who's basically paying the bills right now. So, yeah, super long couple weeks, but thankful to be still here and still thriving. So
proud of you for, making it through. It's almost vacation time.
Oh, Lord, come on, vacation.
That's all we could think about. Like today we picked our excursions. It's actually very exciting. So
it is super exciting.
It just gives us much more to look forward to. I want to add another excursion for another one of the days. But I haven't found one that is something that we haven't done yet.
Yeah, I feel like an excursion
super expensive.
Yeah, and I feel like you gotta be. Oh yeah, that's the one. Like we did. What did we do?
We're doing horseback riding.
Yes, and the other one was like Amazing Race.
Yes.
Okay. The what do they call it? The scavenger hunt. So that'll be fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Super fun. But how are you? That's my 8-minute story.
I'm good. I don't have any, like, I'm just, I'm good.
You're just out here pimping.
I'm just out here.
Out here pimping.
Okay. Work is doing work right now. It's actually break week, so it's nice to have no classes, but I still have team.
Yeah.
So it's kind of slow in the gym right now, but it's much needed. And
like a break. Y'all get a good amount of breaks, I feel.
I know.
Yeah.
And it's paid. Like we just literally
sit around, do things here and there.
Yeah. Move mats around.
Look busy.
Maybe clean. Yeah, look busy. But, yeah, it's a glorious time right now in the gym. It's chill. Quiet. It's chill.
I hear that.
We don't have team until like 3:45, 4:45.
So you're like doing nothing until I wish you could get off early. Oh my God.
I wish I could too, because it would be really nice. I know, right? But yeah, I'm good. Everything, like I just feel like peace. Like
it's a good feeling to have.
Yeah, I feel
I'm not at peace yet, but I'm getting there. Pay off a couple bills, like get some more money in the account, book some some cotton candy gigs for next year so we can start paying down our debt. Like all of the things, like I know it's gonna fall into place. I just gotta be patient. Like we have to be patient, and it's gonna be a hustle. Like I feel like next year is gonna be crazy for cotton candy, especially if I decide to do this wedding like exhibition.
Yeah.
Which I still haven't decided.
Have you found any companies to sponsor you yet?
No, I only sent out one email and they're like, we're not looking to sponsor anyone right now. However, we probably will have some business for you in 2025. I was like, cool, I'll take it. So, yeah. Um, countdown to coming out the closet.
Yeah.
Come on with the update, because this was an update that I was like, yeah, you're moving in the right direction.
Okay, so my mom calls me the other day to talk about a few things like her dating life, yada yada yada. But every time she starts talking about her dating life, she brings me into it like, you need, I think I mentioned this before too, like you need a high value man, like yada yada yada. So she goes on to start bringing me into the conversation by asking me like, are you walking in your masculine or your feminine?
Y'all, she
And
always walking in her masculine energy all the time.
No, I am not. No, I'm not. Anyway, I was like, it was silent for a second because I didn't know that was a question for me. And so she asked again. She was like, "No, I'm asking, are you walking in your masculine or your feminine?" And I'm just like, it really doesn't matter because I'm dating really somebody.
Doesn't. I mean, even if you weren't, it really doesn't matter because why would you have to change it up for somebody? But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I told her it really doesn't matter because I'm dating somebody. And she goes, "What you mean? You dating somebody? For how long?" And I was like, "Do you really want to know the answer to that?" And she's like, yeah. And I was like, "Are you sure you want the answer to that question?"
She's not sure.
And she was like, "Yeah, how long have you been dating this person?" And I was like, it's been about 3 years now.
This is not funny, but it is funny.
I was like, it's been about 3 years.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? I thought you were going to say something like 6 months. But 3 years? And I was like, yeah, 3 years. It's been 3 years. Well, how come I haven't met? She asked me, how come I haven't met them? And I was like, well, because I'm not ready for you to meet the person I'm dating yet.
Being careful all the while not saying.
I wasn't using pronouns.
Yes, right.
At all. I just said, I use they, them.
Well, yes. Okay.
But Ace is she, her. So. So I was like, you'll meet them when I'm ready for you to meet them. She was like, well, is it because of like your father and I or things that you've seen growing up? And I was like, actually, yes, to both of those. And I'm going to pause the story right there because I know that my mom was probably thinking like, oh, she's probably hesitant because she's seen her father and I go through a divorce, or like how we were brought up, or like, and kind of like raised by, 2 different households. Going to see my father one weekend and staying with my mom the rest of the time and switching off holidays and stuff like that. So she was probably thinking that. Whereas I was thinking, actually, yes, it's because you and my father, because you guys have set these standards and these beliefs that we had to grow up with and guidelines.
Right.
And then, yes, how I was brought up or things that have happened when I was brought up, because how you disowned my sister
when she came out.
Yeah, when she came out for her sexuality. So that was my reason for saying yes. I did not disclose that reason. I just let her think what she wanted to think.
Right.
But yeah, so continuing on with the conversation, she was like, well, Kimmy, me and your father are like, we're really good friends now. You don't have to be, nervous about introducing who you're dating to us, basically. And I was like, well, I mean, my person wants to meet you guys, but like there's been times where you could have met, but I just didn't think it was the right time. She was like, well, what do I have to do to...
She set herself up and didn't even know it.
Right. She was like, well, what is it that you need from me, is what she said. She said, what is it that you need from me in order for you to feel comfortable introducing us to your person? And I made sure that I didn't tell her that all my sisters have met Ace, because I'm sure that would probably make her feel some type of way.
Yeah.
Because it's literally just her and my dad.
And your dad. Like even some of your extended family.
Yeah. My cousins and stuff.
Kind of like by default.
Yeah. knows about Ace, but yes, it's just my parents that have not met her. And she was like, well, what is it that you need from me? And I said, I need you to be accepting. I need you to be accepting of the person that I'm dating, and I need you to be accepting of the adult Kimmy that you have. And she was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, because if I didn't have your acceptance and I didn't feel like like you had my back, so to speak, like I would be devastated. Like if I didn't have my family, like if I didn't have you as my mom and like still being there for me, I would be devastated. So I would need from you, what I would need from you is your acceptance. And she was like, okay, I will work on making sure that I can accept whoever it is that you're dating. And I said, okay, that makes me happy. That's all I ask for.
And we're still thinking that she has no clue that
she's got to know something now, though.
Is female.
From saying that, she's got to know something.
But she would never guess it in a million years if you wouldn't have prompted her.
Right. And I'm glad I'm glad the conversation went about the way that it did.
Yeah.
Because it makes it easier for me to
tell her when you're ready.
Like after I having that conversation, I was like, I could tell my mama before my daddy at this point. Like that's where I was with that. So that is the update to me coming out of the closet. Maybe we'll have a further update
at the end of December, because that's when it seems like it's happening every couple months. And that's
I was gonna say maybe by the next episode. You never know.
Oh, really? I can't see it, but okay, I'll be for it. I would be all for it.
You are, when it comes to this, you are so negative.
I am, because I can't have. So I can't have my. It's frustrating for you.
It's annoying. It's actually annoying. Because I would rather you not be frustrated and just be supportive.
I'm not frustrated.
Say like little comments.
Did I say I was frustrated?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not.
Or did you frustrate? Did you say?
I
said it's frustrating.
Okay. I'm not frustrated. I'm just like, you know how we talk about when I take you to places that I love, and I'll be like, it's all right. I lower your expectations so that if it's bad, you'd be like, yeah, it is all right. But if it's good, it's like, man, it was good. That's kind of how I'm setting myself up. Like, she might say, she might not. Man, if she does, great. It's probably going to take a while. So let me get ready for it to take a while. That's why I say things like that.
Okay. Well, that's my coming out of the closet update, guys. Moving on to the next section of the show. It's pop culture. And we are talking about Love is Blind again.
You can keep it real short, too.
Yep, I'm going to keep it short. Because it was only 2 weddings. So out of 6 couples, 2 weddings.
This session.
2 people got married. Actually, 2 couples got married. I'm sorry.
And I don't even know if they don't stay married.
It was Taylor and Garrett. They obviously said yes at the altar. And then it was Ashley and Tyler. And they both also said yes. A few things that I wanted to point out from this episode. Ashley's friend Telly, I'm sitting here looking at her the entire episode like, I know this girl from somewhere. I watch a lot of reality TV shows. So I recognized her from some reality TV show. At first I thought it was Love and Hip Hop. So I ended up typing in my search engine, Love and Hip Hop Telly. And what comes up is Wags. That's where she's from. So she's dating a boxer. So I thought it was pretty cool that her friend was Telly. And so that was one thing. 2, it really broke my heart to see Marissa break down because of a broken heart the way that she did. And I just really felt for her. It was the most authentic scenes I've seen from Love is Blind. So I really appreciated the fact that they showed that, and she was vulnerable enough for the world to see that, because her heart was broken. My heart was broken for her. I almost started crying, but I didn't.
It's okay if you did, though.
I know it's okay if I did, but I didn't. So yes, that is it that I'm gonna say for Love is Blind. So yes, spoiler alert. So if you did not see it, go and watch it. You're
supposed to get the spoiler alert at the beginning.
Did I not say it?
No.
Oh. Well, shit.
It's okay. I'm sure most people have watched it anyway. I mean, I put something on TikTok. Oh. Okay. I guess we just gonna be one lighting it. I put something on TikTok, and like 3 people commented like, this session is trash. These characters are trash. Like, nobody really cares for it.
You put something on TikTok about Love Is Blind?
I mean, something that we talked about like last week. Like they're like, trash.
Yeah.
So,
next thing that we've been watching is you need to not move from this. This is your part. This Tyler Perry. Go ahead. I don't really even know what it's called. Tyler Perry's new show. I don't know what it's called.
I don't know what it's called either.
We don't know what it's called. Okay, well, you can explain it.
First of all, this light is done, and that sucks. I think like it literally is done. All right, well, anyhow, okay, it's Tyler Perry's new show. We can Google it real quick. We real impromptu right here, so I'm about to tell y'all what it's called. Let me Google it. I do know it's on Netflix, and I believe it just came out. Tyler Perry Netflix. Beauty in Black.
That is what it's called.
Is what it's called. Beauty. He put out a couple. Yeah. Anyway, Beauty in Black is like, it's like the Black Mob in my opinion almost. They have like a strip club, which I believe they're washing money through. I don't know if that's the case or not, but they've got Beauty in Black, which is a beauty brand. Then they have a strip club, which is like related to that, and they're like pimping these strippers, and like they owe them money, and like all of these different things. I don't know.
It's, you know how Tyler do. He got a whole bunch of different themes within one season, and it gets messy, but it's kind of hard to follow along if you don't watch it from the beginning.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting story. I feel like there's like some similarities between the show, like Ghost and
he definitely drew some
what's the
inspiration
show with
there.
Eva?
Oh, All the King's Men.
Yeah,
yes,
All the King's Men.
He definitely,
like, it's definitely some similarities between the shows.
For sure.
And then too, like this Black beauty brand, for some reason, it makes me like think of Maelle Organics for some reason, and I don't know why that is. Maybe because the main character, not the main character, but the lady that's over this beauty brand she was actually married into the family. Oh. She's actually married into the family. And I don't know, maybe she just reminds me of the owner of Maelle Organics, but for some reason, I don't know why it's giving me Maelle Organics.
I mean, I feel like there's probably, if you feel like there's some sort of correlation, it's probably purposeful or like inspiration drawn from that. I don't see, because I feel like the same way, and I don't even know Maelle Organics like that. But you made a comment like, yeah, and her husband is fine, so maybe it is based off that. So maybe it is.
I mean, because I only said her husband is fine because they mentioned in the show, like, that her husband was fine in the show.
Right, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. You said, yeah. So,
and the only reason why I know that is because I know of the family because they used to do gymnastics at a gym that I used to coach at. They did tramp and tumbling. They have 2 little girls. Well, not little anymore, but they have 2 girls. And so I got a chance to meet the girls a while back, and I seen the father a few times because he would pick up and drop off and all the things. So yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's called Beauty in Black. Is really good. I keep having to start over because I either fall asleep on it or get busy or whatever. But I'm a huge Tyler Perry fan. I know people don't really care for him, or people like have something, I don't know, against him and what he's done. And for me, and it's just like J.K. Rowling with Harry Potter, I appreciate the creativity of it. Like, I honestly don't have to know or like the person, although I realize it's gonna kind of be like a sketchy situation where like you don't like this person but you're supporting them. But no, I'm just supporting my love for or like for Harry Potter or
black movies.
bad black movie.
Bad
You
black
think black
movie.
You think it's bad?
No. I don't think
Because I do
that
like
this
bad
show,
black movies,
you
like
do.
on Tubi. I love those things.
I don't think that it's bad because it's actually pretty decent,
Yeah.
like this show. But he has created some bad shit in the past, and I have a habit of finding the flaws within like all
and
bad
talk
black
about
movies
them the
and pointing them
entire
out.
time while we're trying to
Like-
watch the movie.
Like really bad cuts,
Buzzkill.
how things don't like match up. Like her
Buzzkill,
hair
bro.
was bussing in this one scene, and as soon as they, the camera flipped back on her curls then fail. Like it's just a few inconsistencies within the show. And that's just me because I'm my father's child. He does the same thing. We both point out like things in movies.
I need
like
you to
that.
stop.
I can't help it.
Yes, you can.
I cannot.
You think before you speak.
I do think before I speak.
No,
I do.
No,
That's
you
part
don't.
of my
No.
neurodivergent. Yes, I do. I actually do.
And then, okay, so say to yourself, does Ace want to hear this right now that she's trying to enjoy this bad black movie? It's funny to you.
Okay.
Thank
That's
you.
fair.
Okay.
Because it is funny.
To you.
Right.
Got it. Okay. Fantasy football or football. I don't have anything to say. I lost.
I'm winning right now. Let me go back and see.
Oh, the game was on.
Yeah, it was the Steelers versus the Giants, and I had the Steelers winning, but my person is stuck at 5 points, and it's the fourth quarter with 7 minutes and 15 seconds left.
You won, so
I did win, but I'm trying to get as many points as possible because I got people to beat.
Okay, moving on. Date night diaries.
Date night diaries. The last place that we went to is called Sushi Place. I think that's what it was called. Yeah.
PLAYS. I'm sorry. PLYCE. It
was very good. If they have an all-you-can-eat sushi menu, and we ate all that we could eat. It
definitely was fire. And it's super reasonable at $32 a person.
Yeah, something like that. And then if you don't finish your food, it's $1 per piece.
That is inspiration enough to make sure you sit there and finish your food.
Yeah.
It's $1 a piece that you don't finish is crazy. Mm-hmm. But I get it because they don't want people to be wasteful. So that's actually a really good idea.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
I would say 4.5 out of 5.
Oh yeah, we didn't put it in our list.
Yeah, we definitely have to put it in our list. The service was great.
Yeah,
I think the host needs a little work. Like, I don't know. Like, I asked her because I asked her where the restrooms were. I said, "Are the restrooms back here?" She's like, "Yeah." Not yes, yeah. Just go around the corner. It's gonna be the first door to your or the second door to your right. Okay. None of that. She was like, "Yeah," and just kept walking past me. I'm like, "Okay, bitch, you busy?"
Oh, I was gonna say maybe her mind just was in a completely different place.
Not bitch, but.
But yes.
But yeah, she a hostess. Okay. Like, you're supposed to be a host. Like, if we have questions about where things are in the restaurant, you should be able to help me out.
People
cheerfully.
Don't.
She's probably on her period.
Dang! Wait, don't say that. That's a bad generalization to say about a woman.
Well, then don't have an attitude. So, because sometimes, like, you don't notice the attitude that you might have when you're on your cycle. Like, prime example, there was a girl at the dentist today who attitude was just stank. You
not
didn't
the
see
girl
her. Not the girl at the desk.
Okay.
Like, she was one of the workers, and she was moving sluggish. She just was like,
I've never experienced that going up there, which is crazy. But
it was just this one girl, and she came. She was like the last person to come to see me to do my scans. Yeah. But she wasn't gentle at all with the thing that was going in my mouth. She was rubbing the shit all on my gums.
That thing hurt anyway.
But I understand what you're saying. The scanner?
The thing that they put in your mouth, this metal that you got to bite down on while they bring the x-rays.
That's for x-rays. So I had x-rays and I had scanning done.
Oh, I didn't.
She came for the scanning, and it's this like light thing, like almost like a flashlight, and she like shines it on the teeth and like runs it across the teeth.
That. They got new shit at the dentist.
Well, that's for like if you're gonna do like the Invisalign route or whatever like that.
Oh, you told her you were thinking about that?
I need to do something with my bottom teeth.
You're gonna do it? You're gonna do it with them?
I mean, because they haven't. I want to go to a dentist.
Did you ask them if it was included in your?
She said she was gonna look. I didn't start anything.
Follow up with that before you ask, because you're gonna be on the hook.
I did not start anything.
Okay.
But yeah, I just and sometimes I can get like that too at work. But I'll let the girls know. Not that I'm on my cycle. Like, y'all, I'm not feeling well today. I can't give you 100%. Like that's the type of person that I am when it comes to my girls, because I expect them to give me 100%, and when they can't, I'm questioning why. So I don't want them to have that same experience. Like, well, she's not giving us 100%. Why is that? So I usually let them know. But yeah, this girl, I felt like maybe she was having a bad day, or maybe she was busy. Who knows? But just her customer service wasn't great. But
I mean, when you in like any form of customer service, you got to try and leave whatever's bothering you behind for the best service, because you could easily go and complain and be like, and write a Yelp review.
Yeah.
And be like, my service was terrible. This chick had an attitude, yada yada. So you really, you got to be on your P's and Q's. But I mean, I would say give her some grace, and then if you go up there Wednesday to get your teeth cleaned, actually, and she's still acting like that, now it's a problem. And it may be a problem that you may want to say something about, honestly.
I mean, she wasn't mean to me at all. It was just her.
No, but it doesn't matter. Especially us as Black people, we cannot be in a service industry and not come on our A game every day. Like, yeah, we expect grace, but we already have this stigma that, it's a Black business. It's going to be terrible customer service. It's going to be terrible quality. It's going to be terrible all of these things. And so, people that have attitudes when they're at work, they perpetuate that situation. So, unfortunately, we can't be late. We got to be an hour early. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Which is why I'm always an hour early to wherever I'm going, because the minute I'm late, it's going to be a problem, and it's going to be reflected on me badly. And I could be on time early 99 times. That 100 time, that person's going to write a review, and now I look bad,
Yeah.
So, I mean, it sucks, but it just, right now, it just is what it is. You can't afford to have a bad day. You expect grace, yes, but you can't afford to have a bad day.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna mention our other date that I have in parentheses right there.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like we should save that for the next episode, and we can talk about what happened before I fly that day.
Yeah, we can do that.
You want to do that? Mm-hmm. Oh damn! I just said that.
It's okay. We can still talk about it though.
But yeah, we'll save that for next time. So that is our date night diaries sushi place. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Yeah. I had a lychee martini. It came with 3 lychee fruits, which is my favorite. I love lychee.
I've never seen 3 in there before, but maybe he gave you some extra.
One. Maybe because I asked. Yes, yeah, I definitely asked. I was like, probably. Does it come with lychee?
He's like,
because if it don't, I don't want it.
It's so weird that you like lychee like that.
Love it. I can eat cans of it. So I had that and something else, but I prefer the lychee martini.
Okay.
So yeah, date night diaries.
All right. Well, on to our main topic, which is
stick to the status quo. That's not the topic.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's been in my head ever since you said what you wanted to talk about.
Okay.
And it made me think of that song from High School Musical.
Okay. I don't know anything about that, but okay.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Quid pro quo. So I had to look it up. Like, I know like loosely what it meant. Like at the very base of it is something for something. So it says in Latin, quid pro quo literally means something for something. Quid pro quo is an arranged exchange of services or favors between two parties. And so I was like, I can't remember what prompted me to think about this, but I just remember thinking, she just did X amount XYZ for me. Let me not complain, or let me just go ahead and do this for her. And it prompted me to think, like, do people think like this in their relationships? So if you do something for your mate, or I should put it this way, if your mate does something for you and then they ask you to do something, like, what is your reaction even if you don't feel like doing it? Like, do you think about what they did? Do you appreciate what they did? Some people might take score, which I don't really suggest, but so that's where the topic came from. And so for me, sometimes I can get in modes where I don't want to do it, right? Or I don't feel like doing it, or I feel like it doesn't fit into my schedule the way I want it to fit into my schedule. But then I have to stop and think, okay, she did this for me. I should probably not be an asshole and just go ahead and do it. Like, not out of obligation, but out of being like, a good partner and being compromise, I guess it is. Yeah. Kind of in a way. It's like an internal compromise, I think, more so than anything. Like, having the ability to recognize that your partner has done something for you, and in return, you do something for them. And I don't mean it to be like transactional, but I think it's very important to just keep that in your head, like your partner. So like if we were male and female, and like you cooked, you cleaned, you got the kids together, you did all this, and you asked me, hey, can you take out the garbage? And I bitch about taking out the garbage. Like you just cooked, cleaned, took care of the kids, did all the things, and I can't even take out the garbage. Like that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even I'm not even thinking of it as a gender role, but I'm just thinking of it as, did you really acknowledge what, your mate has done for you? And I think it's part of that, like making sure that if your mate does something for you, that when they ask you and you can think about and take a step back, to like return the favor in a way, it's super important because it really shows you give a damn and that you're thoughtful and that, you guys can work together to kind of make each other feel good and get things done.
Yeah. I think that quid pro quo is like very natural in a relationship. I don't think, and sometimes it depends on where, like what your perspective is, but when you get down to it, you're doing something because somebody did something for you. Whether you are thinking about how, grateful you are for your partner doing this or that, or vice versa. Like I just did this, like I hope my partner does that. I feel like it's very natural to think in that way. Now, it's more about, like I said, the perspective, right? So are you in the positive thinking when it comes to this, or negative, like you're just doing it because you want to get something out of it?
You talking about me personally?
No.
Oh, just in general.
Just in general.
Okay.
Like
a
when it
question
comes
to pose. Yeah.
Just like, when it comes to relationships, like how are you? Like when it comes to us sometimes, I definitely, when I do some things, I definitely think about, oh, she's done this or she's said this in the past of, what she needs from me. So let me go ahead and just do this. Even though I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Like I'll get up and do it.
And I think that's the biggest thing. Like a lot of times, like for me, if it throws me off my path, like I don't want to do it, but I have to stop and think like, okay, just be cool. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Like just, do it because she does things for you all the time.
Can you give me an example of what you mean by like not in your path? Like give me an example of something that's happened between us that you felt like you didn't want to do something at that time because it wasn't in your plans to.
Because I mean, just this weekend when you were driving and we were coming back to the car, you had to go get the cup. And you were like, you might as well just come and grab me. I'm like, no, I was actually eating was the first thing. And the second thing was I knew it was going to be hard to get out of that parking spot. So in my head, I'm like, I'm not, like, it's easier for her to walk. She can walk. It's a nice day. If it was cold and raining, that's a completely different story. But you could walk. It was a nice day. And I was like, I'll just sit here and wait. It'll be fine. And I'll finish eating. And then when she gets to the car, we'll drive away. So when you were asking me, I'm like, no, I'm not, because I was eating and I was sitting down and I was ready to go. I didn't want to get out of the car and go and try and find you. And I don't know if it's a one way going, that like coming out of the parking spot, but is it a one way going another way? Where exactly are you? It just felt like it was too much of a hassle on top of, whatever else I had going, like the eating and yada, yada, yada. So that's what I mean when it throws me off my path, or like what I think I am going to be doing next, or what I should be doing next.
You didn't tell me all that, because that pissed me off. It pissed me off because like I had to walk like in a different direction, like a block away to go to this car. I had to first of all find the car. I was not sober, so I'm already struggling to find the car. I'm pressing the panic button and shit because she told me where the car was, and where I thought she told me where the car was, it didn't make sense that the car wasn't there. So I was still walking, looking for this car, looking in different Jeeps because she said it was a Jeep right at the entrance. I went to the entrances. There were like 3 different Jeeps. None of the cars were unlocking when I was hitting the unlock button. And so I was looking at the cars for my cup. Anyway, so I ended up being almost like a block away, like on that next street. And I'm like, okay, finally, I made it. Like, hey, can you come get me so I don't have to walk all the way back? And he was just like, no. No explanation, just no. And that irritated the fuck out of me because I'm like, you didn't even like. And then I asked you, what are you doing? He was like, you're eating or whatever. I'm like, okay, but can you come get me? And he said, no, just with no explanation. Like, that just really pissed me off. So I ended up walking back. And then you wouldn't drive. And that also pissed me off because I asked you, in order for me to be not sober during that time, because you're the one who wanted, not you're the only one who wanted, but you brought it up about, you know, and I was like, okay, the only way that we can is if you drive, because I cannot drive like that. And you said, okay, so then the time comes for you to drive, and you're like, no, I'm not driving. I'm like, well, why won't you just drive? You said you was going to do it. Just do it. And you already knew, like, I wasn't sober.
I didn't think you weren't. I mean, we were sitting out there for a decent amount of time. I mean, so I didn't think you still weren't sober. But I'd forgotten that I said I would drive. But when you told me, I was like, okay. And then I drove.
No, that's not what you said. You was like, okay, remember you said that.
Like, yeah, I did say that.
Very snarky.
I definitely said that because when you say stuff like that, and I know instances of when
that hasn't happened.
Yes. So now I'm like, how can you speak that to me when you have things on your plate that are the same? Like, if you say you're going to do it, I can say the same thing. Well, if you say you're going to do it, just do it. And it hasn't gotten done. So that's what triggered me to say that. Like, I feel like this saying, like, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones is what comes to mind to me.
Yeah, I hear you. Because there are some things that I still haven't done that I said I was going to do. But in that instance, I was thinking about our safety. I didn't want to drive the car not sober. And you said that you were going to drive, and here you are telling me now that you're not. So now I'm trying to figure out how.
Yeah, but when you told me that's what I said, I'm like, okay, yes. And I got up and drove. But you said, well, if you're going to do something, just do it. And that prompted my response in that heated moment. So one, like, if you wouldn't have said nothing, I wouldn't have said nothing. But that, like, that, I guess, ad lib, I don't know what you want to call it, prompted me to say something because, of course, I was upset too. And I was upset because you hung up on me.
Yeah.
That was the reason that
I hung up on you because I was pissed. It wasn't right. It wasn't right. It wasn't right. We don't have to go into it. But I hung up on you when you said you wouldn't come pick me up from where I was. When you were supposed to be driving anyway, you should have been in the driver's seat. You was in the passenger seat eating.
I was in the passenger seat eating. But yeah. Don't hang up on me no more, please.
That was the first and only time I've ever done that.
Okay, but I've said this the second time I've said don't hang up on me, and you haven't said anything behind it. Does that mean you might be prone to hanging up on me again?
No, because I don't have those thoughts or feelings ever. But with me not being sober and irritated, and so I get lost when I'm not sober. I don't know if I've ever told you that. Sometimes I get like lost.
No,
I don't know how to describe it.
Lost, like physically,
yes,
like if you walking,
like I'll forget like what was my destination, and I'll just be like lost in what I'm doing.
Okay,
which is part of the reason why I don't like to drive, or because I've also fucked up my car before driving like that, so I don't ever want to be in that position again.
You've never disclosed that information.
Yeah,
so I had no clue. So
I get lost in the house like that. Like I'll be like not lost, like I don't know where I am, but like I'll get in a room because I had a train of thought in my head, like, oh, let me go get this, and I get to close to where I'm supposed to be, and it's like, where am I? Like, what am I doing? We are so off topic.
It's okay. We coming back. We gonna get back, so it's not a big deal.
But yeah, I get lost sometimes. Okay,
well, good to know. So what's the difference between like doing something out of genuine love versus I should do this because they just did XYZ for me? Like, how do we make sure that it's coming from a place of love and not transactional, I guess?
I don't know. I think because like the other day when my sisters made me cook for them when they came over, like normally, like when we're chilling and stuff, we would save the dishes for the next day. But I already knew that you had a really long day. Like you were ready to relax, stress, and all that kind of stuff. I wanted to make sure that when you came in the house, it wasn't like, oh, the kitchen looks a mess. And I didn't want it to be like another thing on your plate. Not that it would have been on your plate, like I would make you do it the next day, or you would have had to do it the next day. But like it's another thing we don't have to think about.
It's like a proverbial plate, like, oh crap.
Right.
Yeah, I get that.
So I guess I thought about it in that sense. Like, let me just go ahead, even though I don't feel like I'd rather be sitting here because I'm not sober.
Washing the dishes while not sober.
Yeah, cooking while not sober. Okay, that's a task. It should be a sport. It's not easy. Because I always think like, man, am I gonna burn the house down?
Oh,
like,
Lord, just don't fall asleep and you won't.
No,
burn the house down.
It's not falling asleep. Okay. It's like paying attention to what I'm freaking doing. Like I went to turn on the stove. Like I had that thought, like, man, I do not want to be, cooking while I'm not sober.
Well, your two other sisters were here.
I know, but they wanted me to cook, so that's why I had Destiny like cutting the vegetables. Kelly was supposed to be watching the kids, and that was a whole fail in itself. But
you should have told them that you're not sober. I can't cook. Do you ever like saying no like to your family? Is it hard for you? Off topic again, but I think valid question right now.
Sometimes I mean, especially when I'm capable, like I can do it. It's just like I'd rather not. I'd rather chill. I think that's what it really was. But anyway, so like I was turning on the stove after having that thought, and I know which eye I wanted to use, and I wanted to turn. Oh, what was I doing? I think I was making tea, and so the tea kettle always sits on like one of the back eyes, and so I turned on the eye while holding the kettle handle on top of the eye, and I turned on the eye in front of it. I could have caught my arm on fire. Like, and I was like, whoa, like like sometimes it's like,
yeah,
it did that, and I was like, oh, yep, gotta pay attention. So it's moments like that. Like I just rather not.
I mean, yeah, I get that. I get it. So do you think quid pro quo in our relationship? I'm not talking about anybody else's relationship. And when I say it, I don't mean in a transactional sense. I mean like making sure we're having internal compromises for the sake of our relationship. I think it's super important.
Yes. I think it's very important. I think, like you said earlier, it shows that your partner that you give a damn. And even if you don't say anything, like just taking initiative and getting it done or something like that, I feel like goes a long way too, because it's not like you're trying to get like praise out of it. Like you're doing it because you actually want to. Even if you might not want to, you're doing it with a genuineness.
Yeah. I was gonna say, for me, internal struggle is hard because it's always the asshole that doesn't feel like doing it, and then the like normal person that's like, okay, I don't feel like doing it, but I should do it because this is what, not that you expect it, but it is what is expected in a relationship to like make it work. Like if you're not compromising internally, I feel like you're not working hard in your relationship.
Yeah. How did you feel making my lunch today? Like making my smoothie and everything while I had to hurry up and get ready for work?
Oh, I'm sorry. When you told me I don't have time to make lunch, I think I had already had it made, but I know you want to stay on your like healthy living journey. I don't want to call it a diet, but healthy living journey. And so that means like not eating out as much as possible, which is very easy to do when you like work around places to eat. So I just looked in the refrigerator and was like, well, I'll just try and make it easier and faster for you. So by doing that, I just, grabbed your shirts and put everything out and whatever you want to take. But I didn't mind doing it. I had some time. I had like an hour between like between me getting here and then you coming and then leaving. And it wasn't really like I could get a ton of stuff done, honestly, in the hour, because sometimes it takes me so long to get settled. So it was just like, all right, well, I can just get up and do this real quick. And I didn't have to cook anything. I was looking like we don't have anything. And then I saw the leftovers. I was like, okay, So, I just wanted to make it easier for you, and I don't want you to be late. I didn't want you to be late or like be stressed or not have an opportunity to cook, because it was kind of like my fault, but not my fault. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, let's go get this done. But then the opportunity like presented itself, and it was like, okay, this is probably a good opportunity to just get this done. So why not take it? Because we're here, kind of thing. So, but yeah, I didn't want you to stress is the bottom line. And I didn't mind doing it at all. If it lightens your load or makes your life easier.
I really appreciate it. I came in like, oh, I was fully prepared to like, okay, what am I going to get for lunch? Like, am I going to go get some soup? Am I going to go get a sandwich? Like, what am I going to do? And then I come home and just to pick up my shirts and head back out. And you had all my stuff laid out for me.
Did you eat all the applesauce?
I didn't eat any applesauce.
You left it at work?
No, it's here.
I'm about to have some. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to sacrifice this, but she need a snack.
I partially didn't eat it because I know you haven't really had much of it now.
Oh, okay. Well,
so
thanks. Because
yeah.
I'm finna have a spoonful before we go to bed. I guess the last little thing on Quid Pro Quo. Let's see. Which one do I want to pick? What if we stop doing Quid Pro Quo? Like, again, we don't do it intentionally. It's intentional but not intentional. But what if we just, with our internal struggle, just all of a sudden started saying no to everything and not doing anything?
I think we would start resenting each other. I think
eventually
we would start growing apart and not feeling taken care of in the relationship, and our relationship would just disintegrate. I don't think we'd last very long at all. I think we would argue. I think we'd have a lot of conflict. And I feel like eventually we would be able to get over those conflicts, but it wouldn't last long before the next one would come up because we would stop our quid pro quo, right? But our foundation of communication and stuff would still be there. So we would use that to get over that one obstacle.
Yeah.
But then the next day something else would show up.
That's kind of scary, knowing that your internal struggle can destroy a relationship. It's scary. Like, it really is, because sometimes it's so hard to go against what's going on in your head.
Yeah.
So hard, whether it be pride or whether it just be like you want to be right or whatever it is. It's very, very difficult to be like, man, I'm not doing this. And then to be like, wait a minute, I need to just, I need to do this, like, calm down. And again, for me, I think a lot of times it's not that I don't want to do it, but I hate change. And so if I have something in my head,
she hates it.
Yes. If I have something in my head, like, this is how my day is going to go, and then something is thrown in there, it just completely throws me off. Like, I had to go pick up that damn machine today. It took 2 hours out of my morning. Like, threw me off. Like, I literally didn't start like working good until about 4:00. It just screws with me. So I have a lot of internal struggles with, I'm not going to say a lot, but like with us, or doing things or compromising and doing things I don't want to do, if you ask. A lot. And so I really have to pay attention to that. And I wonder if, like, if you see it falling off, or if you say something like, are you having an internal struggle? Like, how can I help? Or something like that. I wonder if it makes it better. Or like, I know you're having an internal struggle, but can you please really just do this for me? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if I would ever recognize it before. Like,
probably would.
On Sunday, like, I guess then during the moment I would have to recognize, but to foresee it coming, is that what you're saying? Or like, no, in the moment?
In the moment. So for example, if we go back to Sunday, if you just heard me say no, like, why are you saying no? What's the internal struggle? Like,
I definitely asked why. And you said, because I don't want to.
Oh, I said because I don't have to say yes to everything. Yeah. And that was the struggle. Like, why do I have to say yes right now? I'm trying to eat. That was my selfish side. Like, I want to eat and I want to sit here and I don't want to drive around trying to find you. That was what it was in the moment, which is an internal struggle. I mean, how easy was it to come and try and pick you up? Probably not too bad, but I didn't want to do it in the moment. So there's that.
Heard.
Anything else you want to say?
I don't have anything.
No.
You want to tell them? Are we done?
Yeah, man. This is gonna be a quickie, under an hour.
You want to tell them where they can find us?
If you like what you heard, no, it's not the last thing. What? SOS letter. We'll do it real quick.
We have a SOS letter?
Yeah, we'll do it real quick. Even, I don't know if y'all stayed around for it. But so someone inboxed us.
Okay.
H. Tim's Zella. I don't know. It's like according to Alex is the sub profile on Instagram. Anyway, she said, I'm in my early 30s and I have always wanted to experience carrying a child for my partner. Well, with no partner in sight, but having this longing for parenthood, I have considered going through the process alone. I've been thinking about going to the bank and taking on pregnancy myself. The dating pool already sucks as a lesbian, but I'm afraid that deciding to become a single parent prior to finding my partner will make dating even harder. Any advice on single parenthood and dating within the lesbian community? I typed out like a whole thing. Should I read it, or you want to speak on it?
I want to speak on it first because okay. I remember you reading this to me, and I thought about what I would respond in that moment. Mm-hmm. But I never thought deeper into it. Okay. I think if you want to become a mom and you want to do it all on your own, kudos to you, because being a single parent, whether you're a lesbian, or bi, okay, or straight, or a donkey, whatever, or
a dog. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I think that it's hard regardless. Mm-hmm. So just being in the mindset of knowing that it's hard and being willing and open to all the challenges that that has to offer from the jump is a big step. So if you do that and you're already in that mindset, I feel like you're well on your way. We can't really, well, I'm going to speak for me. I'm not going to speak for you. Can't really speak on being a parent because I am not one. However, I think that within the lesbian community, if you were to have a child and you were to be dating someone, I feel like because it's not, I mean, it's more common now for lesbians to get pregnant and the different avenues that they have to do that. Mm-hmm. But to come in with a child and it's like you're only one, there's no drama that you have connected to that. I feel like a lesbian would be very open mm-hmm. to helping step in and take care of that child when the time comes.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to be lazy and read my response, but I'll just talk through it. Basically what I said is that I've dated two people in the past that have had kids. One of them, their child was like high school going to college, and the other one, their children were like elementary school age. And it literally didn't deter me at all. Like, I didn't really care. Like, I wanted to be with these people. And if I wanted to be with these people, I had to accept the mm-hmm. fact that they had kids. Yeah. Right. And so I basically said, I'm kind of trying to scan this right now. If she does decide to have kids, that she needs to consider how she's going to let the person that she's dating know that she has kids. Like, when do you tell them? Do you tell them up front? Do you wait until like there's a spark there? Do you let them know, this is how I want to raise my kids? What are your thoughts? Like, I think that should be in the forefront of any conversation when you're talking about having kids. Yeah. And you have kids already outside of the person that you're dating. And so what else did I say? Basically the end of it would be the answer was I wouldn't stop dating just because I thought it was going to deter people that I date. Right. Yeah. I think I told her that anyone who is wanting to date you will accept you, all of your flaws and all of the kids that you have.
I was just gonna say that.
They just will. And I told her that, when she's ready, with you in capital, that there will be someone that will come along that's for her. It could be a fact that there's something that she hasn't done for herself mm-hmm. yet, or something that she needs to work on for herself before that person comes along. And it could very well be getting pregnant and having a kid. You just never know what it is.
Yeah.
Like getting pregnant and having that kid might grow you up so much so that you're ready for the person that you're supposed to be with. So that was my 2 cents on it. Lastly, she shouldn't stop her wants on the possibility of a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's a good response, babe.
Oh, thank you. But she said it's helped. It helped her, so that made me feel good that the response helped her. And she was happy that we would be sharing it. So that was the SOS letter at the very end. Almost forgot about it. My bad.
And we still ended up
at an hour. We tried. I don't see any way getting this podcast under an hour. I don't.
No.
But I mean, they say 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes is optimal. But I mean
I listen to podcasts.
And they be like an hour, right?
They be like an hour. Some of them be longer. Like The Read, my favorite podcast.
Yeah. They be 2 hours sometimes, don't they?
Yeah, sometimes. So.
That's crazy. But they have the following for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that. All right. If you like what you've heard, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at together.real.badpod. I don't think I've ever said this, but if you guys could just drop by like Spotify or Apple Podcasts, just leave us like a 5-star review, help us out. That would be great. If you want to drop us a line for an SOS letter, please, you can hit our inbox. I'm pretty good with my phone having it, or you can email us at the number 2 gatherrealbad@gmail.com.
That's it.
Unless you want to take it or leave it.
Oh yeah.
This is supposed to be you. You forgot?
I know. I did. I was trying to make sure that we stayed under an hour, so I was trying to like. It don't even matter now.
All right. It's 101. Yes, it's a wrap now.
Do we need to do a take it or leave it?
No, we don't have to.
Okay.
I just thought you might want to. I want to give you the opportunity to. Because I still got to edit this.
Take it or leave it. Status quo. It's not status quo.
Quid pro quo.
Status quo. I've been singing that in my head this entire episode.
Oh, gosh.
Quid pro quo.
Yes, quid pro quo.
Take it or leave it, quid pro quo. That's what it's all about, actually. Taking it and leaving it.
To try and fight I'm fighting my internal compromise, like fighting to compromise instead of not to compromise, and leaving not to compromise. There you go.
Okay. All right. Until next time, y'all. What
about yours?
I said that is a take it or leave it. Like quid pro quo is literally take it or leave it.
Oh, all right.
That's what I said.
All right. Until next time. Peace.
She's stuck inside my mental. She got a body like a temple. Even though she drives me crazy, I tell everyone that's my baby. She's pretty like a 4K sunset, blue-eyed baby from the Midwest. Body so bad when she undressed. If I was your ex, I'd be upset. Little did he know I was up next. Big brown boy with the big flex. I know that you know I'm the one. She's stuck inside my mental. She got a body like a temple. Even though she drives me crazy, I tell everyone that's my baby. Lately gotta keep my